Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ranking Member Feinstein, good morning to both of you and to the panel. Thank you for allowing me to speak for a few minutes and voice my support for the nomination of Sherri Lydon to serve as a judge on the United States District Court for the District of South Carolina. Sherri's professional achievements, outstanding character, and impeccable reputation make me certain that she will be an incredible asset to the District Court, and I would like to share some of her accomplishments with you all today. As many of you will remember, last year, Sherri was unanimously confirmed as the U.S. Attorney for the District of South Carolina. On that day, she became the first woman appointed by a president to serve as U.S. Attorney for my home state of South Carolina. In her current role as the Chief Federal Law Enforcement Officer for the District of South Carolina, she oversees more than 140 employees across multiple offices. Sherri and her more than 50 assistant U.S. attorneys prosecute a multitude of federal crimes and work closely with countless federal agencies in the process. Sherri has been fighting public corruption, stopping fraud against the government, and reducing violent crime a top priority from her first day on the job, and she has truly yielded impressive results. During her career, she has both prosecuted and managed some of the most high-profile and intensive cases in South Carolina's history, and I am grateful for the work that she has done to make sure that my home state and our home state, Chairman, is safer and a better place to live. Previously, Sherri graduated from, as I will note, the defending national champions, Clemson University in 1983, and received her law degree from the University of South Carolina, which I will also note the absence of both the Georgia Senators. They won an overtime victory against Georgia, 2017, this past weekend. So we can tell Sherri's a winner.
You're a very pervasive, very effective person.
Yes, sir. After graduating from college and law school, she began her legal work at Nexon, Pruitt, Jacobs, and Pollard. In 1990, she went on to join the U.S. Attorney's Office as an assistant U.S. attorney, kickstarting her career as a public servant. More recently, in 2014, Ms. Lydon was appointed by then-Governor Haley to South Carolina's Ethics Commission, which she served as vice chairman until 2017. Prior to becoming U.S. Attorney, Ms. Lydon founded and operated her own law practice where she focused on white-collar criminal defense work. When surveying Sherri's exceptional career, a clear pattern emerges, one of reverence for the rule of law, commitment to fairness and justice, and steadfast devotion to family and public service. While Sherri obviously boasts law and order credentials and an impressive track record, what I found most inspiring about Sherri is how she has served as a role model, a leader, and a mentor for women and men within the legal community. Certainly, perspective in a role such as this is key. I have no doubt that if confirmed, Sherri will serve in her new role without prejudice and with the same honor, integrity, and respect that she has demonstrated throughout her entire career and, frankly, her entire life. I believe she will make an outstanding addition to the federal bench, and I am pleased to be able to recommend this individual without hesitation. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman Graham and Ranking Member Feinstein. I would like to begin by saying thank you to Senator Tim Scott for his very kind remarks. I'm grateful for his support of my nomination, and Senator Graham, I am grateful for you too. To the extent the nominees you support are a reflection upon you, I hope to make you proud with my commitment to the rule of law, whether as U.S. Attorney or as a district court judge. I'd also like to thank President Trump for his nomination. I am deeply honored. Today I have with me my husband Tommy, who is the finest lawyer and man I know. I have my son Ted Lydon, who is a UVA grad and who now works in New York. His girlfriend Reba Stainback is here. She's a Wake Forest grad and also works in New York. And finally, we have our daughter Georgia Lydon here, who is a graduate of Pepperdine University and who is in her first year of med school in Charleston, South Carolina. Senators, this is the first time our family has been together under the same roof since Mother's Day. It literally took an act of Congress. So, Senator Graham and Ranking Member Feinstein, I thank you so much for agreeing to hold this hearing. It gets harder and harder to impress your children once they hit the teenage years, but they are very impressed to be in this distinguished company today, and we are all impressed by the position for which I've been nominated and the responsibilities with which it comes. So I thank you very much for your consideration today.
I'll admonish your children to spend more time with your mother. So very quickly, what makes wonder why you think you're a good nominee to be a district judge, and what's the job all about to you? And you get like 30 seconds.
Senator, I have a deep and abiding respect for the rule of law. I've served as a prosecutor. I've done criminal defense work. I've represented individuals, government, corporations. I've represented those who could pay me and those who could not. I've spent my entire career in the federal court system, and I hope that you find that qualifying to sit on the district court bench. Thank you, Senator.
I certainly do. Senator Feinstein.
Thanks very much. My understanding is, and this really is for Sherri Lydon, your office issued I'm going to ask everybody to respond to it, a press release in November of 2018 announcing a settlement with a South Carolina county that had failing to make polling locations accessible to those with disabilities, as is required by the Americans with Disabilities Act. In announcing measures to make those locations accessible, you stated that the right of individuals to participate in our democratic system of government includes full and equal access to polling places for all voters. So the question is for everybody, what role can federal judges play in helping ensure that all voters have access to the polls? If you would begin, and we'll go right down the line.
Well, Senator, that is a very important issue, of course. The right to vote is critical to our democracy and a cherished right that we all have. As a judge, I will uphold the laws on
The question is, what can a federal judge do?
Well, Senator, a federal judge can uphold the law and treat with dignity and respect all those that come before me. I imagine there are matters of injunction that I can enforce depending on the issue that comes before me. I want to be careful not to indicate, how I would judge, but I do certainly respect and intend to uphold all voting laws, and our office does a very good job of protecting the rights of those with disability. I'm very proud of our work in that area.